wall.
Hey everybody, what is up? I am Nick with Dirt Sheet Radio, and joining me is the lovely, the awesome, the cool Natalia Markova. Natalia, please introduce yourself for everyone.
Hi, my name is Natalia Markova, the Crush, and thanks for having me on your podcast.
Oh, thank you for being on here. This is awesome. Um, Again, first questions first. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Always a lot of stuff going on, so yeah, I'm happy and excited, and yeah, doing good.
All right, right on, right on. Now, I don't want to ask a lot of the boring questions that you get a whole lot of times, so I'm going to go with some of the ones that we might not hear on a lot of interviews with you, if that's all right. Um, One of the big ones, with the Russian crush and whatnot. We'll get definitely into that a little bit. But you were born and raised in Moscow, Russia, so that itself is a huge city. So for fans that might be a little unfamiliar with the area, what can you tell us about your time growing up in Russia?
I mean, there's nothing really crazy. It's another country like any other country, so I don't think it's much different from anybody else growing up. I went to school, I went to university, and I don't even know what to say about that. It's just if I will be writing my own biography, maybe I'll get into it. But in just one reply to one question is not much I can say really.
Right on, right on. So in your interview with Rene Dupree, I know you talked about your introduction to professional wrestling being the game SmackDown Know Your Role, which itself is awesome. I gotta ask, who are some of your favorite wrestlers to play?
I used to play The Rock a lot, I guess. Triple H, maybe Trish Stratus. I was playing all different kinds of wrestlers. I don't have one favorite wrestler because a lot of people ask me that. I just like wrestling in general.
Oh, right on. I mean, hey, hopefully you do if you're still in it, right?
Yeah.
All right, now inquiring minds want to know, do you still play video games?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love video games. I still play video games. I don't have as much time anymore to play video games, but I try at least once in a while play something. I said I have PS5. Trying
Ooh,
to get a Switch so I can take it on the road. But yeah, I used to play all of those: Nintendo, PS5, PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1. I had all of them, and Xboxes too.
right on. And that's always one of the killers when it comes to having time to play video games is always working, traveling, all that things. Now, you said you got PS5 and you're looking at Switch. Is there anything in particular you've been playing lately?
Um, I tried to play last Final Fantasy, but again, I probably played like 30 minutes of it, so I can't really see if it's good or not. So some people told me it's not as good, so I still gotta check it out because I like having my own opinion. Sometimes a lot of people say it's bad, but maybe I'll like it because I like Final Fantasy
Right.
series. They're good.
Oh, absolutely. Those are some of the top games. I mean, you ask anyone on here, I guarantee the chat's going to be blowing up that you're a Final Fantasy fan. All right, I got to ask, outside of wrestling and gaming, what are some of your other interests?
It's all connected all together, like modeling, acting, wrestling. I like going to the gym, working out. When I have a spare time, I like just going for walks with music and just long, long walks, thinking about stuff. This is like my favorite way to spend spare time.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I got to ask, you are someone that's done a lot, you've traveled a lot. There's a lot of wrestlers out in my local area in the Chicagoland region that just haven't had a lot of experience outside of there. Now, as someone who is a well-traveled wrestler, do you have any fun stories from your international travels?
From travels, probably not really. I had moments like on actual shows in Japan. I remember once, I don't know how this happened, but I remember I was getting ready for the show and I was getting changed in the bathroom and they were like, "Hey, you gotta go in the ring right now. It's actually you." I'm like, "Wait, what?" So I like put it all together in 1 second while my music was playing and ran into there. That was crazy. But on actual like road trips, somehow nothing really bad or crazy happened, which is good.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Now, when we talk about stories, there's a great story from a friend of Dirt Sheet Radio. We have Kill City Cup, a tremendous story. Now, some of our friends of the show, like April Hunter and Queen Gia, were in there. What was it like working on that film and being around so many awesome people like Brian Cage, who we just can never hear enough good things about, and during your time filming as the Russian Crush?
That was really fun time. Even when they reached out to me, hey, you want to be part of a thing that's a movie slash wrestling slash video games? I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I love. All my favorite things. So yeah,
Exactly.
I definitely would love to be a part of it. It was a great atmosphere backstage. It was fun. Brian Cage is awesome. We wrestled. I think he's a good guy. As also love video games.
Hmm.
So yeah, I had a great time doing it.
Oh yeah. Now I gotta ask, are you at all overwhelmed with the success of Kill City Cup? Because it's been getting lots of awards. A lot of fans just will not stop talking about it. We keep getting messages and links nonstop of people asking about it and wanting to share it. So,
Yeah, same
anything to
here.
say
Yeah,
there?
a lot of messages. Everybody loves it, and yeah, a little overwhelmed in a good way. I like seeing that the video, one of those like with a table that didn't break, went
Oh yeah.
viral. There was a million views on that one. Good times. Yeah, I like that it's getting success like that.
Yes, so that's something I wanted to talk about. Mojo McQueen power bombs you on the table. That doesn't break. That clip goes super viral. That was quite the bump. Is there anything you could tell about the story with what was going on during that?
Oh, it was like almost the end of the taping. It was late. Everybody was tired, and they're like, "Okay, let's just do the stable thing." I'm like, "Okay, let's do the stable thing." I was never paying attention, so it didn't break. But again, the way I look at it, a lot of people think it's some bad thing, like, "Oh, the table didn't break." But the way I look at it, like, let's say you fight in the bar, right? And you throw somebody on the table, you don't care if it breaks, and you did the damage. It's all that matters.
Exactly.
So I don't see a problem. I think it's cool. It looked good, felt good. So yeah, that was a good moment.
As long as you don't have to go to the chiropractor after, that was a job well done. And
Honestly, I have really high pain tolerance and I don't have major injuries going on. So I didn't even have to go to the chiropractor. I'm good.
perfect. There we go. And as gamers, I mean, come on, maximum damage is what you're going for in any kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
All right, now shifting a little, time and time again, you have said in lots of different interviews and even online that the NWA is your home. Now, with a lot of major promotions out there that compete with the NWA, why is the National Wrestling Alliance your home?
I just feel like home there. Atmosphere backstage is great. They treat me really well. I'm friends with Billy, who I think is a great boss, and I just like wrestling for them. I also like the idea, the message they sent. They go traditional way, old school style, telling
Mhm.
the story. Um, like show the character in the ring and make people feel emotions, not just do spots and like athletic stuff. It's a
Right.
mix, but focused on the storytelling, which I personally love. That's my favorite style of wrestling.
Oh, right on. Absolutely. And you talked about, Billy Corgan. I know you've done some things with Smashing Pumpkins, and you even went to Billy Corgan's wedding, I understand. Can you tell us a little bit more about your friendship with Billy Corgan?
I think Billy is a really interesting person. He's a good guy, and yeah, it's just collect. We're like on the same page and a lot of things, have a lot of similar opinions. And yeah, we went on the tour. Actually, me and Brian Idol, my tag partner, we're in his video "Beguiled," an official music video. So if you guys didn't watch it, go ahead and watch. So now on the tour, when Beguile, when they play Beguiled, we go out there, do a little skit, and I usually hit Brian with a cutter on the stage. And good to see that actually every time we do that, it's a huge pop and people love that. So I like that we have a chance to promote a little bit of wrestling on on those concerts. We did a whole tour in Australia. It was 2 weeks and we did 10 shows in 2 weeks all over Australia. That was really fun. And yeah, this is something that I will always appreciate, and it's like a check in life that I've done that.
Oh no, that's great. And honestly, too, like what could be better? That's the mix of rock and wrestling, that is just it meshes so well. Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, yeah. And I like music, like rock music, obviously is my favorite style, and I like 80s music. So it's like a perfect mix, dream come true, you know. I'm feeling
Right.
happy doing what I do in life.
No, absolutely. Now we opened up a whole Pandora's box here. We gotta tackle this. Now, what are some of your favorite songs? What are some of your favorite bands? You gotta throw that out there now.
I like Alice Cooper. This
Right
is
on.
like I used to listen to Alice Cooper my whole childhood. I would say grew up on that. So, if you say like song, probably Poison, which is one of his most popular songs. So I'm not really original on that. I used to like U2 a lot. I just like all 80s bands like AC/DC, Motorhead. Like it's hard to remember all of them at once. But basically, that 80s rock music style is my favorite.
Oh, absolutely. We're cut from the same cloth on that one. So I definitely appreciate that. All right. Now we've talked a lot. You've been having the ability to travel the world. You're living out a lot of your dreams with some of your, favorite bands and favorite people. I gotta ask, you still have a lot to go. What is next for Natalia Markova?
I have a million things planned. I actually have interest from movies now too. So this year, hopefully, something will happen in that field. Yeah, I've been all over the world in over 25 countries, traveled everywhere. Um, I wouldn't say I have one goal that I need to accomplish. It's just in general, I want to accomplish more things so I can influence more people because in the end of the day, my overall goal is just to make people happy. So the more people can see me, the more people I can actually affect their lives in a good way and show them a good example, motivate them, inspire them that you can accomplish anything you want if you really put an effort. So that's my overall goal, and I keep doing what I do for that. That's why I never give up. That's why I never quit, no matter how hard it is or whatever happens. I just like, no, I gotta keep going.
Absolutely. That is great. And like you said, you gotta keep going. Now, speaking of, keep going, we should talk about a little bit of the next generation. You've got that coaching background, you've got a training background. So let's talk about that next generation that you're trying to bring up here within the world of wrestling.
Yeah, I used to be a personal trainer at the gym in the past. But now, yeah, there's a school in Largo, Florida, Fight the World Wrestling. So we train a new generation of wrestling there. Also, we have all kinds of people. Honestly, we have 50-year-old people there too. So new generation, this generation. I just like the feeling that I can help people to live their dreams. You know, if some people come to the school and they want to become big and make it in business, of course I help. Of course I do my best. But there's a lot of kids who go there just to be a part of wrestling, just because they love wrestling. And we run our own shows. Um, some of them are with NWA, like Fight the World Wrestling plus NWA. So I think for my students to be on those shows, it's a really, really good time. They're just happy. I like seeing them being happy, being on those shows, living their dreams. I like seeing that. Or some kids, they just improved so much over, let's say, 2 years. It's like different people. Like he started being, let's say, like just shy and not confident guy, and now he's jumping around, being athletic, happy. I like seeing that. I like seeing the progress. I like seeing people making it somewhere. That's a part why I have been doing that for a while, like coaching and training people. It's just fun for me, aside of like making money. It's obviously a fun thing to do.
Okay, that is awesome stuff. And again, thank you for all that you are contributing within the world of pro wrestling. And it's obvious, you probably give a lot of advice. What's some of the best advice that you yourself have received over your years in the business?
One thing that kind of stayed in my mind forever was Mick Foley. I met him probably like almost in the first year I've been here uh, on some indie show, and he told me that bumps on the road make it more exciting. And I remember that I was like, yeah, you're right. It's just the way you look at things. You can think, oh my God, this is wrong, this is wrong. Maybe I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. But if you look at it from different perspectives, that it's actually things that you want to experience. You want to go through difficulties, you want to have some problems, because then you overcome those, you learn, and you get better. So that was a really good advice, and I never forget that, and I appreciate that. And that's from that moment, that's how I look at problems. Those are exciting moments. I just learn from those and get better.
I know sometimes that's all you can do. I mean, I think about so much of my own life and history, right? Where everyone talks about going back in time and changing things, but it's like if you do that, you lose out on all the ways that you could have learned, and you lose out on all the fun stories that you get to tell from those mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. I always say whatever happens, happens for a reason.
Yeah,
So just embrace it and learn from it and do the most of it. Always try to flip it in a positive way.
exactly. Could not have said it better myself. Now, going back in time a little bit, what would be some advice that you would give young Natalia Markova?
Uh, it's probably a boring answer, but I don't really feel like, oh my God, I regret this decision. Because every time I make a decision, my main motivation and main thing is I want to do something right now that I will not regret 10 years later. So all my choices in the past, they were driven by that. And that's why I don't really have regrets. Everything I was doing, I probably would have done it the same way. I wouldn't change anything. I think that I was always doing my best. I was always pushing the hardest. I was training hard, trying to take advantage of every situation, take every opportunity that I could possibly have. And I keep doing it like this right now. I never, I know I'm never lazy. I'm like, oh my God, this maybe I should do, maybe I should not. No, I should. I go for it and I do it. Yeah, I would not change a thing about my life at this point.
Oh, that's perfect. That's literally motivational. What else can you say with that, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so before we get to one of our last questions here, is there anything that you yourself would like to plug and throw out there to the world?
Mm, follow me on social media. I have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok too. Don't run TikTok all that much. So Instagram and Twitter are Real N, as in Natalia Markova. Real N Markova. Facebook, my name, Natalia Markova. All of those accounts have blue checks. So if there's no blue check, that's not me. Also have a school, Largo, Florida, Fight the World Wrestling, FTW. So if you want to be a wrestler, referee, even ring announcer, valet, whatever you want to be, we teach all of that. So go to our page, check it out, and join the school. And since you said you're located in Chicago area, there will be a start of NWA Chicago March 8th. So check that out. Type in Google NWA Chicago. I highly suggest to go and check out that show. I think it's going to be awesome. It's a good start, and everybody who is in the area, please go see that one.
Oh, let's absolutely go to that. Listen, Chicagoland is starved for good wrestling, and Chicago used to be one of the top NWA towns back in the day. So just the fact that they're revisiting, I am super thrilled and happy about. So that is very much appreciated on my end.
Awesome. Make sure you go there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, gotta ask, you've got a lot of fans, you got a lot of followers, and you've done a lot within pro wrestling, and there's still so much more to go. For everyone that is looking up to you, and for everyone who wants to say, Natalia Markova is my hero, for everyone that wants to be the next Natalia Markova, what is it that you want to tell to all of those people?
Well, it's what I basically said in the previous thing, that if you want something, go for it. Just don't doubt. Do everything that you possibly can do to accomplish your goal. Never think that quitting is the answer, because it never is. And trust me, there's always a moment when you feel like everything is wrong. Everybody have those. I have those. There are moments where you think you do the wrong thing. Maybe you made the wrong choice. Maybe you should have done something else. No, if you think that that's what you want, just go for it and never stop. Just remember why you started doing that and keep doing it. Don't give up. Always go for your goals. Trust me, you can accomplish anything if you really put an effort to it.
Oh yeah, always keep your eye on the prize, keep going, keep boots on the ground and going for that grind. That is beautiful stuff, Miss Markova. Well, That is all the questions that I had on my end, and I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to come and join us on Dirt Sheet Radio. This has been fun. Again, you are welcome back at any time as well. So feel free to, whenever you want, jump on in here and definitely meet up with the Chicago clique of the when NWA Chicago hits here. And make sure you follow Real N Markova with the blue check mark. Am I right on that?
Yep.
All right, good, good. And hey, if you are interested in learning how to wrestle just like Natalia Markova, make sure that you go to Fight the World in Florida. Is that right?
Yep. Fight the World Wrestling, Florida.
Yes. Fight the World Wrestling in Florida. Let's go. All right. Well, again, Natalia, thank you so very much for joining me. This has been fun. Like I said, you're welcome back at any time. And I want to give a huge, huge, huge shout out to the awesome Kill City Cup movie. Make sure you go check that out. Guess what? It's free. You can watch it anytime.
Yep.
Always
And
out there.
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I had good time and always fun.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. And for everyone else that is watching or listening to this, I hope you have an awesome day too. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Bye bye.